Hello. So I'm going to show you how I set up, a new computer. And this time I'm going to do it with Windows 11, something I'm not very familiar with. I've only installed it a couple of times, and this is just going to show you what I do with a new computer, things I like to do to clean it up and just get it looking, I guess family or user friendly. So let's switch over to my other monitor here and let's begin. So this is pretty much once you know, load up Windows 11 for the first time, click past all the agreements and all that crap. And then when you first sign in, it kind of looks like this. You start off with Microsoft Edge on your desktop, I guess. Now, if you're upgrading from Windows 10, yours might look different. It might look, your desktop might look the same as Windows 10 did, but with just all this skinning and, and I'm not going to go into depth for changing all your, window rounding of the edges and all that stuff. You can do that. There's lots of tools out there. I'm just going to go with what you can do kind of out of the box with changing Windows 11 by itself without installing too many third-party tools. So let's get started. Let's open up or click the Start menu. First thing you might notice is it's right here in the center of the screen. A lot of people don't like that. If, and Microsoft just decided to change it, after 30 years, I guess. So let's right-click on the taskbar, and then you're going to go to Taskbar Settings. Excuse me. And then you're going to go down to this area called Taskbar Behaviors. And right there, you'll see Taskbar Alignment, and it says Center. Now, you can't change it to the right or just to the left or center. You can't change it to the right. Okay, I don't know. Whatever, Microsoft, that's our choice. So going all Apple on us now. So let's click left, and that's the familiar area. Linux, you can do anywhere you want. You can put the taskbar anywhere on the screen. It doesn't matter. But Windows 11, you got this little challenge, I guess. Maybe I'll sip a beer. Then you got your familiar behaviors like, automatically hide the taskbar. Let's just ignore that for now. Another thing you don't see right out of the box is the ability to have each window or little button down here as its own icon, kind of like instead of stacking them. But I think it's there, but we're not going to get into that right now. We'll just keep it simple. And taskbar corner overflow, you got all these things right here. Things like Microsoft Teams, you'll see that you have a Teams icon down here. You can close that every time you launch Windows, or you can just uninstall Teams if you're not going to ever use it. And let's start there. Let's start with uninstalling something because that's the first thing I like to do. Now, to get to the area where you can uninstall programs, I like to use the legacy version of that. I don't like going to the Start button and then going to Settings and then, programs and features or whatever you got to go to. If you go right here, you'll see you got to kind of look around. Let's see. Notifications, apps, right? You got to go there, and the apps and feature. Too much digging. If you just, hit your Windows key on your keyboard or click the Start button and type in appwiz, like appwiz.cpl, press Enter, it's going to take you to the legacy add or remove programs. And under there, I guess I was wrong. You don't see Teams. So what you won't see under here generally are those Windows 10 apps or Windows 11 apps that are not like full programs. So that's, of course, when you can go back to that area I showed you. Or you can look around in here and you can right-click on these and uninstall any ones that are visible. So let's do that. I don't use the Windows 10 Mail that often. I right-click on it. I go to uninstall. Same thing with Office. I use the browser version. Uninstall. Solitaire. I don't like you. Goodbye. Xbox. Uninstall. I don't have an Xbox anymore. Spotify. I just go to the browser and I have it on my phone. I don't need it here. Disney Plus. Uninstall. So I'm going to go through all these real quick. And Prime Video. Any of the ones that I can uninstall, I'm going to just probably uninstall. Instagram. A lot of these are just shortcuts to websites. Don't need it. Tips. Ever since Windows 10, I uninstall that. Movies and TV. Uninstall. And I'll show you why in a moment. Groove used to be there in Windows 10. I don't see it anymore. I uninstall that as well. And I think that's really it. Get started, remove from list. I remove all this stuff from the list too. I don't need it. So there, that looks a lot cleaner, right? Microsoft To Do, goodbye. Okay, so next, I didn't see Teams there, but it seems like Microsoft's been really pushing that lately. If you haven't seen, if you haven't looked at television commercials lately, ever since the beginning of the pandemic, Microsoft's been advertising the heck out of it. And a lot of people don't want it. I mean, maybe your workplace doesn't use that. Maybe they use Slack. Maybe they use Discord. I don't know. So what you can do here is you can go look in that other area. And I haven't done this first. I haven't on this copy of Windows 11. So my memory might be not fully accurate on this. If you look here and you scroll down to that area or where it says apps, and you're going to go to apps and features, and then you scroll down a little bit. I bet you Microsoft Teams is going to show up in here. Let's see. Did I just pass it? Yes, I did. There it is. So there's Microsoft Teams. And then right here, you got this little ellipses. Click that and go to uninstall. So now it's gone. And it's not going to start here anymore. Now, if you don't use OneDrive as well, I recommend that you close it and uninstall it. So let's close OneDrive. And you can see the common theme here. I don't like a lot of stuff on my computer pushed on me, right? Microsoft News, uninstall. Don't need it. So Feedback Hub, that's one that you used to be able to uninstall from the Start menu in Windows 10. Well, they let you do it here. So just go through all these and clean them up. I'm so obsessed with getting rid of a lot of this stuff. I'm just doing it now. Sorry you got to watch me do this. But let's uninstall Microsoft Weather. Voice recorder, don't need it. It's garbage. I use professional recording audio software. Xbox Live, don't need it. Just like that other Xbox one I removed. And Power Automate, don't need you. Uninstall. Sticky Notes, you can uninstall that ever since Windows 10. Let's get rid of that. The only thing I like after they've been pushing it on me for years and they finally made it good is Microsoft Edge, which you see right up here on the desktop. So that's what we're going to use to do our next part. We're going to go to the website where I install the base apps that I always end up wanting. So let's start a private window. So like none of my personal banking sites that I might have gone to before this cast are on here. Just being really cautious. And the first site I'm going to go to is ninite.com. That's ninite.com. You can use Chocolatey as well. That's one I use with PowerShell sometimes. But this one's a little more easier if you're just adding apps on the fly. And what you can do to on Ninite is check the programs you want. I don't recommend Google Chrome anymore because this latest version of Microsoft Edge is based on Chromium, and it has less spying on it in it than Chrome, arguably, allegedly. There's my legally safe word, right? Yeah, I don't trust Google, so I don't use Google Chrome anymore because this Microsoft Edge browser that I'm in right now can run Chrome extensions. If you go here and you go extensions, this will take you. You can go to the Chrome store and literally install anything you like. You don't need Chrome anymore. Now, if you have an iPhone and you still like to back it up the old-fashioned way, it actually works really good to use iTunes. So you could go here and check that. These are the things you want to do and install out of the box right away because this site does a really good job. They use the clean, basic installer that doesn't have any extra options checked. It picks the basic options and uses a silent installer. So really, I don't need any web browsers because I'm set with Edge for now. Something else I would use. Let's go under messaging. Let's kind of just look through here, this little catalog. VLC, because I uninstalled that media player that came with Windows 11, right? I'm going to now install a good media player that can do just about anything. Handbrake, great media converter tool. I recommend that. These are all free. What else? Let's look through here. Greenshot, a great Windows version is great. Screenshot tool, and I highly recommend it. Try it out. Install it. It's not going to hurt anything. What else? PDF reader. If you want something less bloated than Adobe, you can do one of these. I still install Adobe. I don't know. But Edge will view PDFs just fine, your Edge browser, and it will tell you that it can view them just fine. It wants to view your PDFs. Notepad++ is a must. I don't want to cough into the mic or hiccup. Shouldn't be drinking beer here on the cast, but this is just real chill tonight. Let's do, what's another one we're going to install? FileZilla. You should always have an FTP client just in case. You never know. Google Earth, no. Steam. If you play video games, we're installing Steam. And what else? 7-Zip, a must. 7-Zip, I believe, is 30% faster than the built-in compression utility in Windows. So, and it's free and it can handle more than Windows utility can. So install 7-Zip. It's a no-brainer. And let's click on Get Your Ninite when you're ready. And it's going to take all those package names, put them in a little silent installer, and run it. Like one after another. And it's going to knock them through them so quickly. So let's see how fast it goes. I click yes. And watch this. Watch this thing go. This gives me an excuse to drink some more beer. Now, it's going to vary on your speed connection. I'm on a gigabit connection here, so it's going to go blazing fast. It is on Wi-Fi, though, so it's not as fast as it normally is. But you can see, didn't speed up this video or anything. We're already like 90% done. And all those programs are on my computer. You could not do it that fast yourself. And even if you wrote a script, it would probably not be as fast as this one. This one's very, very quick. And if we minimize the window here and go back to the desktop, you see these programs already populating. I mean, that's crazy. That's insane. They're all installed. I mean, you can launch one. Here, watch. Here's VLC Media Player. And, I don't like it to check for updates automatically. That's annoying. And, Notepad++. Everything just launches. It's so fast. So next, another thing you might notice that's annoying is this little Meet button. And it's just another deceptive shortcut to Teams, I believe. Yes, it is. So when you click it, you can see it says, let's get you set up and ready to use Microsoft Teams. No. So let's go back to that app area that we were just in, where I clearly missed that one. But you can see that's 2 Teams icons. That's enough, Microsoft. Quit it, okay? That's garbage. So let's go to Apps. Let's go to Apps and Features. And we're going to go look for Chat, I guess? I mean, you know what? I think I remember now, because it's not under this area. It's under the taskbar settings, I believe. There it is. It's just called Chat. So it's just another link. It's not even installed anymore because we uninstalled Teams, and that chat link's still there. That's dirty. So let's remove widgets. Don't need that yet. They're kind of like rolling that out still from what I've heard. So you don't need a widgets button on your taskbar. This needs to be less cluttered. And another thing you might notice here is that the taskbar is a lot fatter than it was, or it seems like a lot higher, and like the icon spacing is terrible. If you look at these icons, look at the spacing between them. It's unnecessary. So let's go back to taskbar settings by right-clicking on the taskbar and going to settings. And then let's scroll down. Taskbar corner overflow. It wasn't in that area. Taskbar behaviors. I don't think I know what I'm doing on this part. Taskbar corner icons, pen menu, like all that stuff's off. Now, let's see if I can figure this out. This is pressure. It's a lot of pressure. I don't need the task view button either. I don't use that. Search button, don't need that, because when you hit the Windows key and just start typing, it's already searching. Don't need it. So that's something else you can get rid of. It's up to you. But let's go to personalization. Let's see. Themes, lock screen, taskbar, behaviors, and system pins. It just takes you right back there. I know there's a way to change this because I've done it on my other computer. But yeah, I'm not going to edit the video to make myself look like I came up with the answer really quick either. I'm really wasting your time. So let's go to shit. Fonts, taskbar, touch keyboard, themes and size, lock screen, themes, install, create, manage, colors. Oh, let's go to colors and change it to dark, because that's always cooler. So watch this. Yeah, look at that. Look how cool that looks. Dark mode's the thing for the last 5 years. Everybody likes dark mode. So it's easier on the eyes when your monitor is really bright like mine. You get this 4K monitor, and when it's like white on the screen, it just like burns my retinas. Yeah, I really don't know this part, and I didn't script this out obviously to remember any of this and make this go smooth like a normal person. Colors. Yeah, I went to that and I changed it to dark mode. I'll leave this one to you. Have fun with that. But the cool thing is, I noticed, because I did it on accident at first, is if you hold the control key and roll your mouse wheel, you can shrink those icons. So you can fix that spacing right away if you like it smaller on the screen. And that's nice. And what I like to generally do is, after icons are installed, when an application is installed, I generally like to delete them all and just, hit the window key on my keyboard and start typing the name of the one I want to launch. I could hit the window key and type Edge, and there it is. I could type VLC, there it is. I don't need them on my desktop. It's just as quick, or if not quicker, to use the keyboard. So, let's see. I'm really confused at why I cannot find that so easily. And it's going to bother me for the rest of my life, So, I feel like it's like it was like right in front of me, and I'm losing my mind. Yeah. So, let's do this real quick. Let's pull up Google. If I can pull it up. Let's do Windows 11 resize taskbar. Let's just try that alone. How to change the taskbar size in Windows 11. Go here. Oh, registry. No, you don't. You do not. You have to use the registry editor for that. No, you do not. No way. I don't believe it. It's just going to be taskbar. Let's try icons taskbar. There's no way it's going to be regedit again. No way. Am I losing? Am I missing something? You know what? If it's not available out of the box, that's crazy. But I have a feeling there's a way to do this. But taskbar spacing. Let's try icon spacing. I don't know. This is really strange. This is a first. This is probably going to be Windows 10. No, it's 11. Yeah, they're literally having to use the registry. I would recommend finding an open source tweak tool. Now there are, still some compatible tweak tools for Windows 11, but I said I'm not going to get into that in this video. So something else I'd like to do in Windows 11, because I did it on my last computer, is hit the Windows key and type in sysdm.cpl. So it's the system properties, but this is the way to get to it. You type in sysdm.cpl and press enter. That's going to take you to that legacy system properties box, which is super handy. And for here, you can just go to the advanced tab and then click under performance, click settings. And then under here, I click on adjust for best performance. This takes away all the extra, bells and whistles as far as like when you drag a window, showing the contents of the window. I just like to click these two checkboxes, just smooth the screen fonts, the edges of them, and the scroll boxes. Nothing else. I don't need any other eye candy. And once I change that, you can see I drag this window. It just shows the outline, and then when I release it, it shows the window. It's supposed to be a little easier on the computer. Now, this would be good for slower computers. This computer I'm using, I'm remoted into. It's fast, but why not get the most out of your computer and not put extra strain on it? So that's something I like to do. Now, maybe you're still running your computer that you've had for a while, and if you go to user profile settings right here, it's going to show you all the users that have accounts on your computer or have logged into it, and you can delete those if there's somebody that hasn't been logged in a while, or somebody that, moved out of the house for college. They don't need their stuff on your computer anymore and you want to delete it. In my case, this is my computer. This is the only profile on it. I'll just leave it. But you know how to do that now. What's another area? How about checking out, we'll have you go to compmgmt.msc. So it's short for computer management. So compmgmt.msc, short for Microsoft Console. Press enter, and that's going to take you to the computer management area. Now, if you have a professional version of Windows 10 or Enterprise, so that'd be Pro or greater, you'll usually see local users and groups right here because it's a computer that's able to join to a domain. I like having this on a personal computer because I could just double click it, could go to users, I could right click on that user folder and create a new user. To me, this is the easiest way to create a user by far. And you can see, like I just go to new user, give them a name, test user, give them a full name, test user, password, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see if it lets me do that. And then user must change password. No, I'm not going to do that. Password never expires. Create. So then when I click close, that user appears there. So I could go right ahead and click this start button, click my little icon, and then go to sign out, and then sign in as that new user that I just created. So that's how you can make an account for somebody, like your wife or your kids. So in further, you can double click on that new user. So I can double click on test user, and then I can do member of. By default, they're a member of the users group. Now, the users group is somebody that just gets basic access to the computer, but not necessarily install rights or administrator rights. So if you want that user, say you're creating a user account for yourself, you want that user to be in charge of the computer, you would have to add them to the administrators group. So you would click add, and you would type administrators and press enter, and then click apply. So this user now, when they log in, they will have full access to do what they want on that computer. So, of course, we're going to delete that user because we don't want an extra user with administrator account rights. And but you can see here, if you go under the groups folder, you can see the other groups that exist that you can add them to. You're probably not going to use the others. Hyper-V, if you're going to do virtualization, you have to add the user to the Hyper-V group. Or or add Hyper-V to their access so they could run virtual machines on the computer and remote into them. But you're probably not going to do that. And if you are, I could do a tutorial on that maybe. But I think that's good for now. So yeah, just go to the user group, add a user you like. If you want them to just be able to have basic privileges on the computer, like, maybe almost like a guest or a little more than a guest, just add them to the users group, which happens by default. What's another thing we can look at? Let's click the icons down here to show all the icons. You got Windows Defender, and if you click that, it kind of just shows you right here. I've already updated the computer and installed all the updates. You might have one of these missing a check mark, and it will likely either be app and browser control, like it is on Windows 10 all the time, and you'll just click on fix or whatever, and it will usually just turn it on for you. Or maybe you have an issue with your firewall being turned off on a domain. If it's a work computer, that might be normal too. But sometimes you have to turn firewall off internally to access network resources, or have the IT access your computer to spy on you. Just kidding. We don't do that. That's wrong. But next you could just basically go to, let's see, let's kind of just dig around here. This is all kind of new to me still. I think this is a good start for an install. Which is really neat about Windows 10 and 11 these last few years. You don't have to go look for an antivirus software. Don't go out and look for it. Don't install another antivirus. You have Windows Defender. It's decent. And what you can do if you have a file that you are downloading and you're not sure of it is you can let's see if we can go find a virus online right now. Don't ever do this. Download a real virus. Here, I just want to show you what you can do. Need a computer virus? Download now. Sweet. Let's see. Can you get a virus online anymore? Oh, that's not nice. That guy said something really mean. Not to me, but on that website. Don't say mean things to the guy trying to give you a virus. Let's see. Download a real virus test. Here we go. Malware test file. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Here's a couple nasty files, apparently. Let's go here and download this eicar.zip. It said it was blocked. So you can see that Chrome is really good at blocking malicious files already. As you can see, I'm not afraid that I'm downloading a virus. I'm crazy. So now I'm going to click on keep. I'm going to say this was blocked as unsafe. Oh, keep anyway. I love to live dangerously. So and it's still detected as a virus. Now, if you get past that, being really stupid, which happens, we all do stupid things, right? You could then say you have the file and you're suspicious of it and you're afraid oh, did I do anything with it? You probably didn't yet. You're thinking a little bit, right? Go to virustotal.com and then you could take that file. So let me give you an example. I'll put a file on my desktop that's not malicious. I'll just go create a new text file, right? This is a virus. Just add some blah, blah, blah text to it and save it. Okay, so there's the file I downloaded off the internet. It says this is a virus. You can just drag it over to this website, confirm upload. They will scan it, and they will tell you if it has a virus. It will compare it heuristically against, I think it's 60. How many engines is it? Since this is a file that's never been scanned before, it doesn't recognize it, so it's going to actually scan it. Now, if you just upload a file that's, fairly popular and has been downloaded, it can fingerprint it and it will know right away if it's a virus. And it's incredible. The detection on here is amazing. But you can see down here, it's got Avast Mobile, it's got all these different engines scanning it, and all of them say undetected. So obviously I didn't put anything in that text file, but maybe you have an Excel file that has some malicious macros in it. It can happen. The other thing you want to do before you are done for the day, I guess, is go to Settings and go down to Windows Update on the left there, and then click the Advanced Options. And what I would do is receive updates for other Microsoft products? No. Get me up to date. I like to do this because a lot of nasty exploits exist out there now. Download updates over metered connections. That's if a network you are on is somehow identifying itself as a cellular or just a metered connection. I click yes because this desktop computer never leaves, so it's always right here on a connection that's not metered. Notify me when a restart is required. Yeah, I like that. So I like to do that. Okay, I like to get all those updates and have them install often. Now I'm going to click on check for updates. Because I did it earlier, there's probably none. And we're good to go. So that's really all you need to do to get your computer going. It takes a lot less, I think, than it used to. I feel like Windows 11 is pretty good and open with some privacy, you know, alerts, tells you what's going down. I feel like it's not too deceptive. So let's go back to my main screen. Thanks a lot for listening and watching. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to share. Please give this a thumbs up or like. If you're on YouTube, I'm uploading this to other streaming platforms up to Odyssey and probably Rumble. So I actually like those platforms a lot more than YouTube. I think they're nicer to their creators. So thanks a lot for watching. Have a great day.